Teddy Rogers, Anderson and Rogers Construction. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the least interesting and least exciting points in construction, and that is the general requirements section of a project. Um, this is something that terminology is very familiar to people in commercial construction, but in residential construction, it's something that's taken a while to really catch on and be a part of the proposals that are presented to our customers. So general requirements is going to be a lot of the necessary small stuff that it takes to run a project. We talk about things such as temporary utilities. Um, Utilities, you got to have power on each project. Sometimes there's an available power pole and you can just pull to a temporary pole and have power throughout the project. There's an expense to that. If there is no available power, say it's an undeveloped lot and you're starting the project before the power company has been able to access and give you power to the lot, then you might have to run generator throughout the project. And then there's the expense of the piece of equipment as well as the gas to operate it. Preferably, we'd like to have a temporary pole on every job, and most of the time you're able to do that. As far as other general requirements, you have a temporary facility. Um, Temporary facilities could be storage container units. They could be, potentially a supervisor's, office space. If the project's way out, and in the middle of nowhere, you definitely want to have the ability to sit down and use it as an office, and maybe not have to travel back and forth so much, so you can work and be there on site. Also, as temporary facilities, you gotta have somewhere for contractors to use the restroom. So temporary portable toilets are a must for each job site as well. Um, Temporary barrier fencing sometimes is necessary if it's in an area where you're concerned that people might try to access it and steal things from the project, or just safety of anybody potentially coming on the job. If you have exposed ditches and areas where people could get injured, you might need to protect it. So nothing exciting really about any of that, but it's a necessary part of the job. Also, inside of the general requirements, we often cover things like erosion control. You have to keep any kind of mud from running off into any drainage areas such as sanitary or stormwater sewer. You don't want them to run off into any creeks or lakes, rivers, ponds, or erode onto a neighbor's lot. So, in the general requirements, you definitely want to take care of erosion control. Now, there's also cleanup and waste management. Also, again, nothing exciting about it, but you got to have dumpster boxes. You have to have ways to dispose of the trash that's going to be made through demo or through construction. There's going to be a certain amount of waste. Um, Cleanup and waste management also gets into progress cleaning. You want a clean job site. It's a safety hazard if not. Also, you want to have funds figured in for the final cleaning of the project. The professional cleaning before it's move-in ready. So those things as well go into general requirements. Some other things that some projects include or need are like special inspections, third-party special inspections. If you have a lot of structural changes going on, you might need engineers to come out and inspect. Maybe there's steel components that need structural integrity inspections, and these are things that fall outside of normal code regulated inspections, and they insist that you have an engineer involved. Um, Along with those general requirements, there's actually other portions of field engineering that fall under that same category for surveying to make sure it's properly placed on the lot. Uh, you know, might might have some specific soil inspections where you want to make sure it's not too soft and that you're on solid ground for your new structure. Um, these are all things that fall under this general requirement category that aren't real exciting or interesting, but 100% necessary to have kind of a full and complete scope of the project. Um, we get questions a lot of times about the general requirement sections from customers, and you know, just to summarize some of it, but not all of it, it is what it kind of describes. It's a general list of requirements that's necessary to construct your project. Teddy Rogers, Anderson Rogers Construction.